Let us know if you can hear us. Welcome back. Thanks everybody for coming in. If you text bug spray to 813-696-6676, you're going to win a chance to win a free bottle of Moringa bug spray. It has Moringa seed oil, it has rose geranium oil, as well as a little bit of tea tree, a little bit of lavender, and a little bit of eucalyptus essential oils, all organic. There's no chemicals in here, but this is a really good bug spray and cleanser to just have spray on. When we go out, I make sure I lather up on this, and I
That's beautiful.
pretty much don't have any problems with bugs when I'm out there. And it's thick. It's thick out there. So
Yeah. It's getting wild, the rainy season's up.
welcome back, everybody.
Take this one with me. No. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one. That's nice. We're gonna do last week's giveaway.
Yes, thank you. We want to make sure everybody's here. Let me know if you can hear us. Let me just say text bug spray to 813-696-6676 to win. And we're gonna draw last week's winners now.
Yes, but last week was what for the buy box?
Microgreens.
Microgreens. Oh,
Microgreens
he's
kit.
right here.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. This is our winner for the microgreens kit. Who's gonna win a free microgreens kit?
All right, first one. We got it. Drum roll, please.
Hey, Timothy. Timothy is gonna win a microgreens kit. And let's just do one more. One more for the win.
All right. Sharon.
Hey, Sharon is gonna win a microgreens kit. So thanks a lot, Sharon and Timothy, for participating this week.
Before we continue,
let's do a microgreens.
We do that.
Let's do one.
The average. What's the amount of seeds that we find inside the microgreens?
We put 100. Let me go ahead and pull up a picture of the
microgreens. Telling me that you can win 100 trees?
Essentially, yeah. These people are just pretty much won. Let's see if this pulls up here. And we're gonna do a microgreens kit together real quick. That way you guys can see exactly what you need. Okay, so this one is the extra soil. No. This one is
the whole thing?
Yeah, go ahead and bring the whole tray. There's a microgreens kit there. Let's see what we got here. Grab this for 1 second. Let's see here. This one is a tray with holes, and then we need a tray with no holes.
This one doesn't have holes.
This one doesn't have holes? Okay, good. That's going to be our bottom eventually.
Okay.
But what we're going to do right now is we're just going to put perlite.
They're over here.
In here, in this one. This will be our finished one. Yeah. This one right here. We'll mix that in. Let's get the powder. Put a little bit of powder in there. We're making a microgreens kit real quick for you guys. Then we're just going to put a little bit of powder in there. Not much. Go ahead. Just a little. Yeah. A little bit more. Okay, that's probably it. That's really all the powder that you really need.
This smells so good.
Then we just go ahead and mix that in. Yeah.
We got perlite in there.
The perlite helps with just drainage and water
And
aeration.
aeration. Allows those roots to breathe.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they need oxygen too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And just really a little bit of powder goes a long way. We went ahead and started soaking these seeds overnight.
Yeah.
So we put 100 seeds in here. Now we put the biostimulant. We put the biostimulant here. So we put a couple of drops of the biostimulant in there. And we're planting 100 seeds right now. Real fast, real easy. People ask us, how do we grow moringa over the wintertime? And how can I grow moringa inside on my kitchen table?
Quick tip. During wintertime, put a heat pad on it. It's going to help you.
Oh, that too, yeah.
It's going to do wonders because they like the heat and they start sprouting.
And that's it.
It's getting nice and hot. So in the winter, you got to use that little heat pad.
Yeah, and then we just put a little bit of soil on top. So we're just going to cover it with a little bit of soil. So just cover those seeds lightly. We just spread 100 seeds out on this one tray. We just want to make sure all the seeds are completely covered. That's it. That's it. And then we're going to go ahead and dump the water that we used already in here
Recycle it, put it back in there.
to just put it in and water this whole tray in. That's really all you need. And then we just need the lid. That's it.
Take a little bit of moisture.
That moisture barrier.
And it also
It's done.
trap the
So it
heat.
has a tray with holes, a tray without holes, and a lid.
So any excess water that drains stays in the bottom container. And as it gets hot, it'll just rotate.
That's it. And
It'll
then that'll,
evaporate and go
and
back
then
in.
within a week or 2 weeks, it'll sprout. Within about 3 to 4 weeks, you'll have something that looks like this. And that's it.
That's beautiful and tasty.
Let me grab us a little rag. Let me make sure we have some people watching here. We'll clean this up a little bit. And let's see who we have in the house. Oh, good. Sonia's in the house. Lasada's here. Vlada's here. Ever Bless is in the house. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming in. Sindhu is in the house. Wonderful. We are live all across the board.
What's up?
Everything's doing well. Next, we're going to pretty much showcase this revenue streams document that we have right here. I have a paper for you. This is the microgreens kit that everybody's going to get. And now we're going to go ahead and go through those revenue streams. Go ahead and show them that paper.
I mean, bring it up higher. I don't know if you can see it. I feel like I'm standing in front of the classroom doing
Yeah,
something
totally.
else.
Yeah, no, they can see it. This is essentially our revenue streams paper, and we'll go through revenue streams. Let me get a little rag. And this is the business that's going to pop up for you when you start to have trees. You can go ahead and have a seat now, no worries. And then we can just hold it up together here. But starting from the bottom, if you start with soil, you're trying to get to trees and products. So down here, when you have soil, you end up having mulch. You end up having perlite on site. So that white pellet that we put in there, that's perlite. You end up having like rock dust, and you end up having worms, and you end up having food scraps. You're making compost. Yep. So just by thinking about a moringa business where you have products at the top, essentially you start down at the bottom with the core soil base, and it produces products all along the way. So once you have soil, well, then you're having to buy in seeds. Mm-hmm. Once you buy in seeds, well, then you've got trees. Once you've got trees and you've got products, and all this is really just all the products that come from all of that. So like you get, when you have seeds, then you have seed oil. When you have seeds, then you can teach people how to plant seeds, but then you've got trees in pots. Then you have trees in the ground. From that, you're making your own biostimulant. So we have our own biostimulant because look, see that powder? That's powder right there that you can make. Yep. Easily from having trees and cutting the greens. Like we just harvested just a little bit of greens right here from one tree. This could make...
It was from like 2 branches.
Yeah, this could make dry tea. It can be sold $10 a pound wet like this. Yeah, that's great. It's okay. We can even sit it down. No worries.
So I just
We'll bring it back.
I just wanted to show that. So I took down 2 branches from.
Exactly.
Well, this is pretty long.
Those ones are nice. Those will retake very easy.
These are about what, 8?
And they already have wood on them down there, so they're going to resprout.
So
Right now, out in the field, I have a bunch of these that are resprouting. They've been in the ground for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, and you saw them. They all have like little shoots coming off from them.
So,
but the key is to keep the tippy top intact.
There you go.
Keep this tip top intact like this with the top on, with the head on, and that flow of liquid energy is going to help bounce the tree back a lot faster, and it'll root a lot faster. If you have this head on, then you'll have a better success of sprouting your sticks.
And all these greens, these fresh greens were collected just out of these 2
off of that
stems. And the thing about it is this came off one tree, and the tree had the main trunk is about 3-4 feet tall, and then they got a whole bunch of these on top of that, so it looks and it feels like it's about 12 feet tall tree.
That's beautiful.
But it's not. It's just easy to maintain.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for showing us that. And thanks everybody for coming in. We have a great show planned for you today. Let's go ahead and see who we have in the house. We've got about 10 people in the house right here on YouTube. Thanks a lot, everybody, for coming in. I'm going to double check, making sure we're good. Everybody can hear us okay? Let us know if you can hear us. Today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about what's in the bug spray a little bit more. We have a special event that we're going to share with you. We have a new member highlight that we're going to go through. We also have a few new members that signed up this week. I was on the phone a lot this week with really interested people signing up across the country. We had a few people signed up, new members. We're also going to go through some business strategies. We kind of just went over a little bit of strategy with the revenue streams. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well, how you can go from $0 to $100,000 a year from Moringa.
Oh yeah.
Then we have an industry news update from Julian.
Some trends.
We have some trends, and then we have some farm updates, lots of farm updates this week. And then we'll go through some top questions, even that Julian has been noticing with his own trees. And then we'll go through questions on our YouTube channel. You can comment anytime on the YouTube channel, and we go through on the show.
We'll get up, read them, and
Yeah,
try to answer every question you guys have.
yeah. So a little bit more information about what's inside of the bug spray. The secret to having a bug spray is oil, right? The bugs don't like the oil touching your skin. So when they're trying to bite at you, it's that bitter feeling. So we put the moringa seed oil. It's a little bitter. They don't like that. Having the oil on your skin is also something that they don't like. It's harder to penetrate the skin. But also the rose geranium oil is the secret actually to, we actually have some of it. See, it's flowing right there. You don't have to get it or anything.
Yeah.
We have a infuser. I went ahead and you can also use this as an infusing oil.
It's natural. Doesn't have any chemical, no pesticides. So it's natural free bug spray.
And we're infusing the air with it, so it helps to keep the bugs out of the air.
For more than one use. Try doing that with your regular bug spray.
Exactly. That would be a toxic gas fumes. But you just shake it up. There's nothing to keep the oil from like settling to the top. So just shake it up, and then spray it on your skin, rub it in. I like to put it on the ankles. I put it on my neck. I put it on my face. But also, it feels good.
Remember, it's bug spray, not perfume or cologne, because it smells great.
It smells great, but you can use it for both.
Yeah, I know.
So I do. And then it's got a little bit of eucalyptus, some tea tree, some lavender.
Yeah, just try it. You're gonna be hooked. It's good.
And that's our secret. That's our secret bug spray product. But what's coming up next?
Yeah, so we did the Moringa Con about a month, 2 months ago.
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
And coming in Saturday, November 1st, 2025 this year, obviously, we're gonna do our Moringa Fest. We're gonna celebrate the harvest, and we're gonna bring in all our ideas and products of the different things that we've been creating with Moringa. So this especially for the members. If you guys have a product you guys want to try out, you want to test, bring it in. Let's celebrate that harvest together, and let's celebrate Moringa Fest and help each other create new products. And
it's like a practice market.
Yeah, that too. You go also, if you're afraid of going, let's say you want to go into the farmers market, but you're a little nervous about it, this will be a great trial run.
Yeah.
You can bring your products, come here. You're gonna be around people with like-minded, and
we're gonna make content.
Yeah, well, that too. We're gonna make content, and that's gonna help your business take off. So if you're starting off with the farmers market, come here to kind of like break the ice.
We're gonna go live on your channel. Have your phone. Have a tripod. We want to promote your businesses, your products. And for Moringa Fest, Saturday, November 1st, you get to come in, set up a table for your value-added products. So maybe you're making chocolates, or you're making shampoos, soaps and oils, lotions,
Moringa oil for lotion,
anything
for the skin.
We have a member that's making like 10 different varieties of tea. The lip balm, she makes the lip balm. So anything that you're making, you can have Moringa powder added with cacao as your whole business.
Bring your Moringa name.
Whatever it is, bring your brand, bring your products, and we want to show the world how many different products our members can make. So that's Moringa Fest. We're going to celebrate the harvest. So members can also bring their harvest over. Like say it's the end of the year, their trees are popping. You can bring your harvest over and we can begin to dry it out. We'll dry it out together. And we'll show you how to harvest. We'll make our final harvest for the year.
Mhm.
So that's going to be something. So we'll have a class on harvesting. So Saturday, November 1st is going to be popping.
Once all that content is created, you might also be able to see the step-by-step process of cultivating,
Yeah.
harvesting and processing. So
Everything, step by step,
Yep.
everything that day. You're going to learn everything that you need to know about
Yeah.
having a moringa
so
business.
now you'll be able to see all the different food items that you can make with moringa, because a lot
Yeah.
of people don't know that you can make so much out of it. You can use it as a vegetable, you can use it as an herb.
Or a
So-
tortilla.
Oh yeah, you make it powder.
We'll make
Oh,
arepas,
God.
tortillas,
With
chips.
So you take salad powder, you mix it with moringa powder,
Mhm.
and you make these little tortillas that you can deep fry.
Oh my gosh. So there's
Yeah,
so
it's
much
like-
things, and we're going to come up with a whole dish, dinner with pestos and sauces
Mhm.
and soups, all with moringa.
Yes.
So we're going to be able to have a fest of moringa products, moringa foods. So come, sign up as a member, so that way you get to enjoy the show,
Yep.
and also to set up a booth and set up a table, so that way you can test run your products and your businesses.
What we do we have this highlight for this week? I don't think
Yeah,
covered
yeah, we
did
have it.
cover
We have a member right now that I can pull up. We just posted this new highlight. So let me find the highlight.
I know.
Yeah, we have a new highlight for you for this week. His name is Steven. He's in Okeechobee. So if I
Nice
just
and
go to
welcome.
content,
Great weather for moringa.
that's right. Let me go to shorts. Let me see if we posted it this week. Let's see here. Steven Great House in Orlando. One of the most recent ones that we published. Could have just came. He just could have. I might have it. I might have it in my phone. I'm not sure. I think she just posted it to Instagram as well. Let me go to Instagram. We might have it on Instagram.
On the grams.
Yeah. Let me just pull up Instagram. Let me switch.
Hey, anybody has a good recipe for moringa? Share your products online too.
Mhm.
Put them on a group. See what we can do. Well, if you have a really good recipe, we'll try it. Give it a try.
Mhm.
See how good it is. If we're hooked. Oh, I always like trying new stuff. So
Okay, I'm on the gram. Let me search here. We grow moringa. Okay. And yeah, we have Steven's right here.
boom.
Okay. Steven is in Okeechobee. I wonder if I can pause it. Yeah. I have the I think I can pause it. So he's got a nice little setup. He's growing in pots indoors in the wintertime. It gets cold there. So he's got it set up there. And he's in Okeechobee, just north of the Okeechobee
Lake Okeechobee.
Lake Okeechobee.
Yeah, I think it's massive.
And so he's also sourcing the products at wholesale, and he's selling it locally. So he's buying items in bulk,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and he's selling starter kits on his own. He's got lots of different products. You can support Steven by typing in MFG10 at growmoringa.shop. Will help Steven out to support his mission of growing his moringa business. You can support Steven. He gets a commission if you go to growmoringa.shop.
That's what we
Type MFG10 for 10% off moringa.
And remember, you also participate from the affiliate program. If you yourself love moringa and you have a lot of friends and family that love moringa, and you can make a small commission.
Yep.
Well, but not that small, because the more you sell, the more money you make.
Yeah.
And as it grows, so does the commission.
Yeah. And Steven started growing in 22 after they just wanted to heal themselves, get
That's
into
usually
it.
how the journey starts.
Yeah, that's how I started.
You get involved.
So Steven got involved with his wife. They're real passionate about moringa. They're right there on the northern edge of Lake Okeechobee. They're just growing, creating an indoor grow operation, an outdoor grow operation. He just shared in the members area some of the trees, and he's looking for a harvest. Steven is actually looking for help harvesting his little shit.
He
Yeah,
did post it on
on the Facebook.
no, not on the Facebook, on
And
Mighty Network.
in the members area.
Members
Yeah.
area. that he was looking for help.
So these trees that he got started with, he took a bunch outside. Now he needs help harvesting those trees. So we're looking for hands that actually can grab greens just like this and get them on racks to dry and then offer them for sale back to our members, back to people. And then you can make a commission, a sale. Steven can make a little bit because say when you come to his property and grab the greens, you might hook him up with a couple bucks. Like let's just say you got a pound. Hook him up with a little baggie so that way you can give back to him and he makes a little and then you could either use the pound or sell the pound. That's the whole thing.
You don't know. More people that use moringa, the more money you can make.
Yeah, we do need more harvesters. That's a big thing right now. It's summertime. I have probably at least 10 members that messaged me over the last 2 weeks that have been asking for a harvest. And so that's a lot of pressure on me as one person.
But I was gonna say, it's just that it's so far, but maybe we can like get a group together.
That's what we need. We're asking that if there's people that can harvest trees, if you have a vehicle, a truck, and you can put greens in the back of your vehicle, become a member so that way you have access to properties to grab those greens. You don't even need land or trees to make money from moringa within the next week. Because if you harvest Steven's trees, he's got a couple pounds, right? So if you harvest Steven's trees, you get the greens, you dry them, you've got a couple pounds worth of powder. Like that's money, right? So this could be, 30 bucks right here.
Green gold.
So 3, 6, 9, 12. You can make 2, 3, 400 bucks just off of harvesting his trees. Give him back a little bit, but then you go off and make the sales of your own. Essentially, that's what we want to do. Is we want to teach people how do I make 6 figures a year from moringa by harvesting the trees, drying them, and making loose leaf tea and powder and capsules.
And keep in mind that there's a big health craze trend going on right now. Everybody's trying to eat healthy. Everybody's waking up. I think after COVID.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's waking up to the big changes, and everybody's trying to be healthy or whatnot. So everybody's going into super greens and superfoods and all that. And believe it or not, a lot of these new products that are coming out that are like super good for your health, super greens, like this one called green juice and whatnot. When you look into the ingredients, they all contain moringa. So it's not only your products. There's so many new products coming out in the market that use moringa. You can sell your product, but you can also sell to somebody that's making their own product. So, I know in the collective we sell, between the collective members, but you can also get yourself a client that wants that product.
Right. Well, this week we also signed up a new member in Tarpon Springs, Roberta.
Oh yeah, Tarpon Springs. It's a nice place.
Tarpon Springs just signed up. We just signed up another member. I'm not even sure where this member is. His name is Adaheim. Wonderful. Where is he from?
Adel Halim.
Adel Halam.
Adel Halim.
I don't know how to pronounce it. He hasn't mentioned where he's from yet, but we have a new member that just signed up the other day. We have a lot of people that are interested in signing up. Like if I go to YouTube and I pull up some of my comments here, actually, if I go to community, this person here, I'll share my screen real quick for everybody to see this, and we'll go into more YouTube questions. This person is offering services to help clean up the text on my website. I just installed a new website. So there's channels and pages on my website that are not finished or cleared up yet. And yeah, we could use help with that. Definitely would be interested in having you sign up as a member so that way we can work more together. I really just
we can help other members too that might be having the same problem. So, could be a win-win.
Yeah, we can get you in the system. Old Man Hop is his name.
And in your backyard, you could be growing moringa as well too.
And so he's also got some acreage. He wants to plant several hundred trees this weekend.
Nice.
And he thinks that he could help in other ways. And yes, definitely want to get you in as a member, and definitely would love to get your help in many other ways. So thanks, Old Man Hop is in the house and interested in helping out.
I know.
So now that we're moving on and more detailing in how to make 100K a year, let's just say you started with 10 trees.
Started.
Okay. let's just say you started with 10 trees. Did we have any trees out there on the table?
Let me see.
Let's see if we
Here's
have
small
any.
tree?
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
with-
small trees. Yeah.
With the bulb and everything, right?
Yeah, it could be without the bulb, or I
Okay.
think I have a bunch of trees just on the table there.
I think Andy's gonna come inside because he's.
It's cool. He can chill out. He can chill out right there. Yeah.
Hey,
Let him-
Andy.
He's gonna get some trees. So if you start with 10 small trees, and this is one reason why I took cuttings off the website. I'd prefer to sell trees so that way you guys buy a lot of trees and then you can make cuttings from your own trees. So within 1 year, you can get plenty of cuttings.
These
Yeah,
okay?
that's perfect.
These are actually.
Yeah, we
Great
just cut them back. Yeah,
Look,
we already cut them back.
this one is a bulb, but this one's a
Yeah,
cutting.
yeah. No, this
Like-
this has a bulb on it. It just broke off the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's there.
It looks.
But you could still regrow
Oh yeah, you can
this.
see a little bit.
Definitely. This is the root right here.
See.
The root starts right there. And then that just kind of broke off, pulling it out of the ground. But same thing. So they've got a nice stem. This we can plant in the ground. This one's kind of getting a little wilted. But as soon as we introduce it to water, we could soak this overnight in some water and it would plump up and thicken up.
Okay.
But
So-
essentially, we have a secret for you. This is a secret formula to go from 0 to 6 figures a year. Start with 10 of these. We offer 10 of these in a starter kit or 10 of these right now for sale in a gift box. We're selling 10 of those with a gift box. Either or. This has fertilizer in it. It has powder in it. It has
has
seeds
this.
in it.
This.
Yep. And the secret is once they get big, you'll have sticks like this. Then you can go ahead and make cuttings. This could make 10 cuttings right here.
Easily.
This could make 10 cuttings, get that in the ground. So that's pretty much what I want to share is start with 10. Then by next year, take cuttings and then get to 100. Those
That's
trees
how-
are probably going to produce within your second year. Each tree can produce about 4 to 16 ounces of powder. Right? That's going to get you about $25,000 worth of powder.
Okay.
And that's at a retail. That's actually almost kind of like at a wholesale price. If you keep it into small amounts, like even in little baggies, you can make upwards of $200 to $300 a pound.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Right?
yeah, because when you're selling wholesale, you're selling cheaper,
Right.
but you can make you make more money when you sell retail. Now that's up to you and your business model.
You are having to talk to more people. They are in smaller
But
packages,
you can make more money.
but you make way more
Yeah.
money if you consider selling it retail. So from the first year, you start with 10 trees, then you get to 100 trees from your cuttings. Then by the third year, those cuttings are making more cuttings. So now you've got possibly 1,000 trees,
Yes.
right?
What you want right there. The more
Then by the time you do that, you could fit 1,000 trees maybe on an acre, 2 acres cuttings, like really close together, right? And they're producing greens.
because the roots will start sprouting small like this to the side, and the cuttings won't give you that long taproot. That's what I'm trying to get at. It'll give you little roots to the side like this, so that tree's not gonna get too deep. So
You can train it. You can still train it. We have
Yeah.
members and myself. If we pull the dirt away from the ground,
Mm.
we just trim those side ones off
Oh,
to
okay.
help inspire it to go more.
I get it
through.
now. Okay.
Yeah. But either way, you're going to go from 10 to 100 to 1,000 in a very small space.
Actually,
You're putting these really tight.
it's true because I've only been growing for 4 months. I started with 10, and with the starter kit it was
Yeah,
10 and
yeah.
and the seeds, and now I'm at 50.
Wow.
And I've had some of them died out.
Yeah.
Probably like maybe a handful. Sometimes the little weaker ones, skinny ones, when you transplant. Well, my first transplant I did it under 90 days. So
Yeah.
but most of them survive. Okay, but now
You're talking about taking
Mhm.
this young tree.
yeah.
See, this is at like 60 days
Yeah.
old.
Transplant that
But what he's saying is if your trees sprout like in the microgreens
Mhm.
kit,
like that.
then you don't really want to pull these out
So
to
like
transplant until
So
they're at
like
like
60 to 90 days.
to 90 days.
Because you want them to be nice and thick.
It takes a little bit longer
Yeah.
in here to get to here.
And sometimes when they're like this, super young, they're very flimsy. And if you transplant, they're just gonna fall out and stay there and not gonna get up. When they're like this together, they hold each other up. So
Yeah.
leave them there for about 60 to 90 days. It's gonna get nice and woody and
Yeah.
and
And
tough.
then you get a
Then you'll
tuber.
be yep, and then you'll be able to pull them out.
Okay, so here's the progress. You start with 10.
Yes.
Then by the second year, you've got 100. By the third year, you could have 1,000 on 1 acre just from cuttings.
And actually, I'm thinking less than that.
Yeah, well, I'm just
Wait.
kind of breaking it down to where once you have about 1,000 trees really producing, even if you had like 200 big trees really producing, and then you had like 1,000 or 2,000 trees that you kept small and small,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised. Like I'm starting to now just harvest my little sprouts and my little trees, my little pots, and I'm getting racks and racks and racks just off of potted trees, small trees producing because it's summertime, right? So
Going so fast too.
So one of the ways to actually maximize your profits off of powder, if you wouldn't mind, could you grab a pouch of the 500 capsules? And then also we have the capsules right here too. This is one way to maximize profits off of your powder, to make it spread as far as you can. Just make it, that's it. I got one here. But also, like we put 500 in a pouch, right? So we put 500 in a pouch. You could do the same. This is a half a pound of powder, goes a long way, right? This could be 70.
It's crazy because the pound of powder by itself is going to be way cheaper than this because you're putting it in this product, you can sell it for a lot more.
Exactly. So this would be say like $50 in powder, but it's $100 to $200 in capsules. That's what I'm trying to say. So you've got capsules. But with those 1,000 trees by the third year, even on an acre, I'm talking 1,000 trees. I have 50,000 on an acre, on a half acre. Okay. You can then get about 300 to 500 pounds of powder, right? We're talking possibly $50,000 worth of powder off of 1 acre, stacking up your acre as much as you can. I've got 50,000 on a half acre. Even if you just did 1,000 cuttings, right? You're producing lots of greens. You got to get those greens dried. Then you've got tea, you've got powder, you've got capsules. But then when you're making things, you also have the byproduct, right? So not to mention, you're going to get lots of sticks and stems, and you're going to get paper from the seeds and the wings and having seeds. Just because if you're planting trees and you've got trees and you start to have that business, that's where the revenue stream comes in. Where by the third year, you naturally are buying soil. You naturally have oak mulch. You naturally are recycling your food. You naturally are buying in seeds in bulk to also sell out and spread to the community. You now have cuttings of your own that you can sell. You now possibly have your trees from the first year producing drumsticks, $10 a pound. You now have seeds that you bought in that you could press to make oil. You now could sell those trees, those cuttings that are coming in and from your seeds to sell trees.
Yep, that's what.
So then you've got trees that are producing products. So you've got your loose leaf, you've got your tea from the loose leaf. Now you've got extract that you can make from those loose leaf. You can make powder, and you also can make spice. You now also have other things like if you're producing the oil, then you've got seed cake. If you're producing the leaf, then you've got extract for biostimulant.
What's crazy is seed cake is really good for pills because it's just as nutritious as eating the seed itself. It just doesn't have to work.
Yeah. So that's pretty much really what we wanted to share, is that there's so many revenue streams.
Yeah. The thing is that if you're only concentrating on the powder and the loose leaf, you're leaving a lot on the table because there's so much that you can make out of just the byproducts.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you a quick little hint. Hopefully everybody is listening to this here, is that I make about 10 different items. And what I went ahead and did was I put each of those items in a sample. Then I made a whole new product by putting all of that
sample
into one. I tell you what, people will buy $5, $10, but to get a $50 sale, put everything that you have together to raise the cart value up. So when someone shops with you, they're not just shopping $5, $10. Now I've got this on the table with everything on the table as a bundle.
Yep.
People love the bundle kits, and
Yeah.
that is a secret.
They
So
want to try. They might not want to
success.
spend $50 on one item alone. I'm like, man,
Right.
don't you have another
But now
option?
you have 10. I even have a tea strainer in there, which is 11
yeah.
items.
I feel like it's a Happy Meal. That's a little toy.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody can hear us. Everything is good here. Let's see how everything's looking up there. Good. We've got a couple people on right now with us on YouTube. Thanks everybody for coming in.
Lisa Joy.
Message any questions. Message any questions.
No,
We're gonna be
so far. No
okay.
questions.
Let us know. Give us a chat. A chat. Let us know. Let us know we're good. Okay. Now, this goes into our next step. Our next thing is industry news. So what do we
are, yeah. So this does brings us into the industry news and trends from Moringa. So Newswire posted about 2 days ago on what's this on the 18th, if I'm not mistaken. They posted about the nutritional values of moringa and how everybody's going into this crazy trend of superfoods and eating healthy. So I touched about it a little bit about it earlier when I mentioned the different products that you can make with moringa, because again, going back to it and repeating myself, is that a lot of people are getting into super greens and superfoods, eating healthy. Most of the people that come and join the program and find moringas because they're trying to find healthier alternatives to cure the ailments, which is kind of, yeah. Oh yeah.
So
all things that it cures.
So this is the trend. The trend is what you're saying is what was the big thing that we said was the big herbal ancient herbal remedies. This goes hand in hand with ancient herbal remedies.
Yeah, for all those people that like trying holistic and home remedies and stuff like that. Yes.
It goes back. So we're going back. The trend right now is just going back to how the ancients did it and what they used it for. So a lot of the names that we know today, like diabetes, that's owned. That name is owned, right? But diabetes is a mixture of, say, maybe a little bit of overweight for some people, not people that were born with it. I'm talking diabetes 2, right? Could be a little bit of overweight. It could be a little bit of gluten intolerance, right? It could be a little bit of sugar up and down, right? Spikes that then leads to diabetes. You can be pre-diabetic for years leading into it. But if you lost a few pounds, if you ate more towards your blood type, a lot of that goes away. But a lot of these symptoms now have a name. Like today, one of the names is pain, right? You can't say really pain, really. We have to say inflammation.
Yeah.
Right. So anti-inflammatory is on here. But also joint pain. Okay, joint pain is on there. Also, like a lot of names that we try to stay away from are the names that are like given by the doctor. But to help with all of that, detoxification. Detox. Let me put this on let me share the screen for people that are on YouTube as well, so that way I can see it. Maybe read some of those off for us, Julian.
So moringa is used for arthritis, strokes, cancer, asthma, anxiety, anemia, regular cough and aches, headaches, hypocholesterol. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Hypocholesteremia. That's diabetes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Is those names are just made up, but they own those names.
So, intestinal discharge. Wow. So I didn't know that happened. So
somebody might have intestinal fat, but this could help get rid of a lot of fat. So losing weight, that's a term for losing weight.
But a lot of this is also IBS, because when people have IBS, they also
irritable bowel syndrome. That's what I had.
The hormonal imbalance is big too.
Yeah. What else? Diuretic for kidneys, helps to cleanse out the kidneys. Prostate for men. Actually, more men die from prostate issues than any other issue. So what is the prostate? It's a magnet that pulls all of your heavy metals to your body, to the prostate. Moringa is known to be a heavy metal detox.
But let's be honest, moringa allows you to properly
flush it out. But it cleans the prostate, particularly because it has heavy metals. And if your moringa that you're taking is free from heavy metals,
even better.
It'll cleanse it from your body. Otherwise, it'll pull heavy metals to you.
Keep in mind, Give it a try. Try it for 30 days. Whatever ailment you have, try it for 30 days.
Yeah.
Consult with your provider first, consult with your doctor
Mm-hmm.
because you may have a condition that this can make it worse. But
Yeah.
try for 30 days, see what happens.
So when somebody says, "How can I make extra income from Moringa?" By marketing Moringa for these issues right here. So 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 instead of saying, say, like what the doctor would say, we mostly go to like the liver. We're going to the organ. What is Moringa good for? Well,
Oh,
it
it's
can
good
be
for the
good for the
liver.
liver. It can be good for the heart. It can be
Good
good for
for
the
the
eyes.
eyes.
Why?
Exactly.
Because it's actually good for the blood.
Mhm.
And if you
It's
go
good for
way
the blood,
back,
good for everything.
if it's good for the blood, it's good for everything. So, and it could potentially help you with living over to 90 years old. It's an anti-wrinkle, anti-inflammatory, anti-aging. Anti-aging is the
The
key.
oil is great for the skin.
Yeah.
Any burn?
Oh,
Any
it helps
scars?
to increase the swimmers.
Swimmers. Well, that goes off of hormonal imbalances.
Hormonal
because-
imbalances.
So moringa has so many antioxidants and oh my god, I forgot the word. Oh my god, I forgot the
Yeah, antioxidant
no,
though.
no, no, that's not the word I'm looking for. Amino acids.
Amino acids. It's got
Moringa,
it's
yeah.
anti and parasitic.
Moringa has so many amino acids that they help to produce and increase your natural hormone production. So if you're a woman, it increases your estrogen. If you're a man, it increases your
Testosterone, yeah.
a natural way. Natural, 100% natural.
Yeah.
That's it. You can just do this. Boom. And
Boom,
start
there you
eating
go.
this.
Yeah. A
And
lot of
you'll
people
appreciate it.
a lot of people ask, how much is this? And this right here is probably not even a capsule.
Oh yeah. It dries and it turns into
Yeah,
powder.
this is gonna literally turn into some
Just powder.
dust.
Yeah.
So when somebody says, how much fresh greens can you eat? I mean, fresh
A
greens, you
lot.
could eat a whole bowl of fresh
Yeah.
greens, but that turns into literally like a half a capsule.
But when you do the fresh
A
greens,
powder, yeah.
and
You do get the
you're
water.
gonna have to the bathroom, but
You get the minerals, you get the water.
it's gonna
Yeah.
flush you. It's gonna cleanse out your system.
Yeah.
And if you eat the greens with the seeds, boy.
Yes, sir. So the next stage of our show here, I'm gonna pull up Photoshop.
All right.
Okay, I have Photoshop here. And I'm going to show people this new product that we're launching here. So if I go to Zoom, okay, I'm going to share screen to Photoshop here. So what you guys can see that we're working on something. It's called Adopt a Moringa Tree. So I'm going to put that here. I'm going to put that here. Yeah. Adopt a Moringa Tree. This is the Adopt-a-Moringa Tree program, where we have our 2.5 acre property here. And over the last few years, I've gotten hundreds and hundreds of loads of oak mulch dropped off on the property. It started right here. And I moved the oak mulch. I flattened it all out. Like right now on this half acre here, you can still see that it's in mounds.
Yeah.
Right? But on the front half, I've now turned it into an orchard. So what I'm showing people here is that I have a row here, then this is an intensive row, then I have an orchard row, intensive row, orchard row, intensive row, orchard row, intensive, orchard, intensive, orchard. This middle piece is a walkway. I can even real quick, I'll pull this up. I'll pull this up even. That way maybe people can see here. That way you guys can see here. See, I'll pull full screen so that way you guys can see. Let me stop share real quick.
Right here.
So that way, you guys, I'll reshare my screen so that way you see here screen 2. Yeah, so that way you guys can see it. Okay, so now we're good. Everybody can see that now that we're live, what we're talking about. 2.5 acre property. We've got the back half. I should say the front northern side of the property is designed for the farm. I've only been able to develop the front half. The back half is not even done yet, but this is a half acre. This is 2.5 acres in total, right? So half, 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 half. Essentially, a little bit more than half.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I got you.
But I split it out like this and I have it gridded out.
It was crazy.
But I've been able to do this front half acre, and we now have intensive orchard, intensive orchard, intensive orchard, intensive orchard, intensive orchard.
But these are big, well-established trees. Don't take it away.
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
to show something.
yeah,
Hey, but down here, I wanna show
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Down here in this small space right here, so you have an
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
how much space you.
Oh, I have
This
10,000
this right
trees
here?
right here.
This you have a hard time seeing, but these are the beds,
Yeah,
and there's like 10,000 trees.
there's
right there.
10,000 trees right here.
So you don't even need that much space.
Just in this space right here, there's 10,000 trees. That's nuts.
Believe it or not, you have to come in person to see it because that picture.
I've got
doesn't
the
really invest
greenhouse. The greenhouse is
Those
right
two,
here.
it's like what you got about.
There's 3,000 just in there.
That's what it is.
Then just in that area right there,
What
there's
pots?
another about 5 to 7,000 that are going in there. Just in those little areas.
You may ask, man, why is he growing so much moringa? Because believe it or not, a lot of people use it.
Yeah.
And when you start using it, you won't stop using it. You're gonna use it every day.
So here what I'm doing is I'm taking the map that I'm out there in the field and I'm marking where the trees are empty, to where somebody could adopt a moringa tree.
Yeah.
We're going to take this plot, this little square area, and someone can rent this space out. And I have different sizes, so you can see that's going to be the small size, medium size, large size. So right now, this is a large tree, large tree, large tree. This could be rented out, and we're going to rent these trees out for $297 for the year. That's the Adopt-a-Tree program, where they're going to be able to get a tree, and they're also going to get a plaque. They can name the tree. They also get a certificate for the year, and they get harvests. So the point is that when this tree produces product, several times a year, I'm going to be harvesting this tree. This farm is going to be able to be paid for, not necessarily by the shop, but actually by people sponsoring and
I get it.
adopting this space. This is kind of turning this into a private
It's
farm.
like an investment that pays a little dividend.
It does, but also as the farm itself, if we look at the expenses for the farm, if we want to have a longevity, like a program here, to be able to pay for the mortgage, to pay for the taxes, to pay for labor and expenses, to pay for the watering,
and everything.
If we rent out, there would be 100 trees that we could rent out right here for $297 a year.
Be able to cover everything.
And it covers all the expenses for the farm.
Okay.
And people can actually purchase powder, not purchase. It comes with the tree.
Yeah.
So you get the actual that tree's product.
So what you're telling me is that I can come over here and say, hey man, I like that specific tree that comes forth.
Yeah.
And all my product and powder is gonna come straight from that tree.
From your tree.
So I physically can see the quality and the freshness.
You can taste exactly like this is tree number 10, right? As an example, if you adopt tree number 10, then you'll have tree number 10 powder.
I like that idea.
So that way you can actually get the exact powder from the exact tree.
I like
So this is something new that we're rolling out, and I'm out here just making this drawing right now. This is something that I put together this morning as I went out and I was walking.
So so you
this is the walkway in the middle, but then these are the I've got 10,000 trees in this row here, 10,000 here. So this is 50,000 trees just in these rows.
Let me wrap my head around this a little and elaborate a little more. So what you're telling me is that instead of buying my product from the supermarket and I know the quality that's in there, I can come to the farm.
You don't even need to come. You don't even need to come and pick out. I'm gonna have
pictures. So
what if you're in New York City?
Oh, fair enough.
What if you're in Boston? What if you're in Chicago?
But what I'm trying to say is that I can physically or visually pick the best looking and healthiest tree.
This will be your tree for the year. You're gonna get a plaque and a picture.
That's also for people like
a percentage.
Health crazy nuts.
A plaque, a picture, a percentage.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah.
A plaque, a picture,
percentage.
I love that. And we're gonna start showing the farm with our drone.
New year for new footage, new content.
Yeah. So we got our drone.
It won't keep looking still like it is right now. You might have the drone just move around, follow him around.
That way you guys can see live, real time. Oh, look, I'll stop on tree number 10. Hey, there's tree number 10. Maybe you have a plaque on your tree. Maybe you named your tree Maria.
You give it a shout out on YouTube.
And you get a shout out. Your tree is gonna be. We're gonna take the drone and we're gonna go through the rows
So
like
it'll
this.
it'll be like an experience too.
Yeah, so that way you guys
Yeah.
can see the tree, see
So
your tree. And for $297 a year, you can actually get the harvest from your tree. Pictures of your tree, and you're sponsoring the tree on site. Of course, you can come see it.
exactly.
But the point of this is there's going to be 100 trees to rent, to adopt.
Mhm.
So that way somebody who may not have space can sponsor that tree and know that it's theirs.
Yeah.
You know, so that way they have some roots and they can feel that they have something in the ground, and it'll be like a
Yeah,
plot.
and grow something to
But
help
you
other
can come
people.
visit it. You can come visit it. But what I'm doing is I'm privatizing this 2.5 acre property to pay for itself. The trees themselves are going to pay for
Yeah,
the,
cool.
the actual space.
That's
So
pretty
like
cool.
how does
Thank you.
how do we scale? How do we have 10 farms, 50 farms, 100 farms? And how do those farms pay for themselves? And that's where I'm saying is this Adopt a Tree program could be really something special
We gotta give it a try.
to be able to develop the farms and have the farms pay for themselves, right? Without, so like all the product that comes off of this is icing on the
Yeah,
cake.
it's basically another product.
They're going to get a percentage of the product, right? That comes off, not the whole thing.
Yeah.
A little bit is going to go back into the store, but a little bit is also going to go in their pocket, in their hands. That way they can eat from their own tree.
Yeah.
And that's where something you won't be able to ever do anywhere.
I think
Where
that's
else?
the idea behind it, because it's like growing your own tree in your house, but like you said,
Yeah.
maybe in New York and living in an apartment and they can't. Now this way they can actually have that fresh
Yeah.
tree and grow it, and get that fresh product from your tree.
And the relationship of having that tree be theirs, to be able to say, this is the product in from this tree right here. Imagine having a photo of your tree and then saying the product that's in this package is from this tree.
From here,
You can't do that
it's from
anymore.
Plant City.
That's right.
From Florida.
That's a super specialty powder that you're buying and renting the space to be able to say that this powder in this package comes from this tree.
I think it'll be a great talking and selling point. A great conversation piece of like, hey man, I adopted a tree.
Yeah.
You adopted a tree?
Adopt a tree.
You're like, yeah, it's giving me this product. What?
Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
Then you start telling them what's going on. And before you know it,
and you can show them pictures of it. You can show them the farm. You can even say, hey, we could even go visit the tree.
Go visit the tree. Sit around and make a picnic.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys are essentially going to have a chance to sponsor a tree on site, and to be able to name it. You get a plaque, a certificate, and a percentage of the harvest.
I like the idea.
Thanks. We're going to come out with that over the next couple weeks. Stick around for that to come out, as well as the video of the farm. We're going to be launching the drone up maybe this afternoon. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get it up there. And
oh, by the way, I have a question.
Yes.
So I know it's been raining a lot, and you want that fast draining on soil, because you don't want root rot, you don't want mold, none of that.
No.
But the question I have is, when you remove the stems and you leave the collars behind, in my trees, I've noticed that in these little collars, mine are getting black, like it's forming a scab. I don't know if it's a mold or
mold or blackness or even hairs.
No, it's not hairs.
No,
if you
it's just oxidizing.
It feels that way.
Yeah,
it feels that way. But I don't know.
Not to worry too much.
I haven't noticed.
I think it could be a little bit of the water and the moisture. You said that you have it in the sun.
Yes,
it's in the sun, so it's just scabbing.
Okay.
And it's just drying. It's actually might even be making bark over the spot.
That could be it.
But you're pulling off branches, and that actual name of that is called a collar. So it's like a collar of
it does look like a little,
because you have a head or a branch coming out.
Actually, if you look at it, it has like
it does. It does
from the front of the tree.
Yeah, it does look like a collar.
Yeah, that was that. And then the other thing was also with the cuttings. So I got a couple of cuttings. I didn't realize they need to be at least 6 inches into the ground. So
here, let me pull up that photo. Yeah.
Okay. And it all depends. If you're gonna stick it straight 6 inches into the ground,
there you go.
If it's sideways, this is the one that I would like to try next, because it feels like it's all inside. But at the same time, it feels like the piece of it's inside the soil. But at the same time, it feels like the ones you have in your garden bed. This Kendrick around his garden beds, they're actually made out of moringa stems.
Right. That's like this.
Yeah,
laid out.
and they're laid around the garden bed and they're sprouting stems and flowers,
Yeah.
and I'm like, ha, I thought it was dead.
And they're even above the ground.
Yeah.
In this example, that's below the ground, but I'll tell you the best method for planting sticks is this one.
So at an angle.
45-degree angle. So they love that. 6 inches in the soil. Usually this is at an angle too. The bottom is at an
So you want the
bottom
cut
to be at an angle.
to be,
Yeah. At like a 45.
so you want that because you want the cut to be at 45, but you want that
Yeah.
45 angle to be
A 45. It can be wherever. It's just
right.
yeah. That'll be at a
So-
45. Yeah.
Okay. So that
Also, that 45, like a stake, you're staking that in the ground.
Yeah.
So it's like a bottom. So like when you make your cuttings, have a 45, so that way you're pushing that down in.
yeah, like a stake.
And then I like it at a 45. That produces a really strong, stable tree that you can start trimming back right here.
Okay.
But you can do straight up. You can do lay them flat and put it completely
I
under.
did it like this. I'm gonna try these.
Yeah, I like this one. Sticking it out halfway at an angle. That one works the best. Yeah. And I don't have cuttings anymore. I'm just moving more towards the trees. So the trees. I did cuttings for many years, but I just don't feel like enough people know how to start the cutting, and they're more so mad at me, angry, asking for refunds, telling me that I'm the person to blame for their failures.
Yeah, because they didn't know that they didn't know how to take care of it.
They didn't know this, even though I put this in the box. Or there might be getting cuttings in the middle of winter in Pennsylvania. And we're talking about a tropical tree.
It needs to be warm and humid.
The cuttings do best in Florida in the summer, but you're trying to grow cuttings in the winter in Arizona
or in Pennsylvania.
or in Pennsylvania. And I'm just like, they're not having success. Yeah, I'm getting the money for the cutting, but I don't feel good because most of the time they want a refund. And then I say, I don't do refunds.
Yeah, it's making you doubt your capability.
They're just
like
angry.
I sent, I know what I sent. I sent a good product.
Yeah, I even send it with seeds, and
And
people are even upset that if their cutting or their tree died, and I say, well, I put seeds in the box.
They're upset because they ate the seeds and they don't have any more.
Maybe
seeds.
Maybe it's because they actually have to plant the seed. And that's why I show you just how quickly you can plant 100 seeds. We just did a microgreens kit.
To be honest with you, instead of just getting the loose seeds, unless you're like a big farm, just go ahead and get the microgreens kit. It's a lot easier. It's not as complicated. It's faster. It's cleaner.
It's fun. Do it with your children.
Yeah,
plant 100 seeds in a tray.
You do it on the table. You don't have to bend over, on the soil or anything like that on the ground.
The microgreens kit is great. The starter kit is also pretty good.
Big and tall, about 90 days, then you transplant them.
Yeah. So we got the scabs on the collars.
Yeah.
This is a part of what I'm saying is I'm going to be renting out 2x2 spaces on my farm to help pay for the farm. And you, if you have space and want farmers to utilize your farm, you can also rent space on your field to Moringa farmers. You can let them do it themselves. Just give them an acre, give them a half acre. We have lots of people that are looking to grow on someone else's property, and we also have a lot of people that have property that are looking somebody to grow, and we're connecting those people. There's a few people that are now scaling their operation where they're renting space this year. So last year, 2 years ago, they just got started. They didn't really have much land, so now they found somebody in the members area. Now they're renting from them. So now a member who had land is getting rented. And now a member who didn't have land
making money.
is renting.
Hey, maybe you don't have a green thumb. Maybe you're not into farming. You do like moringa, but you don't want to farm it. You don't want to grow it. You're like, I'm not into that. You can still help by renting out the space.
Yeah.
You can still help by joining the affiliate program, by promoting, by creating content. It's just many different ways.
Yeah.
Not necessarily just buying and selling or growing. Like you said,
Look at this tree.
renting a space. Look at that big beauty.
Look at that beautiful Mustang.
Wow.
Old,
You know what's crazy?
66, 67 Mustang.
You cut it down here, and now you don't have to stress of getting the ladder or hurting yourself trying to harvest the tree. It's just gonna stay short.
Yeah. Even if a tree is this big, cut it back to here. Cut it back to chest high, so that way it comes back. Even just get this big piece down. You can go up into the tree and slowly bring it back, bring it back, bring it back,
And
bring it back.
sometimes, if you're not sure you think it's gonna die, and if it's like this that has it's sprouting like that, two bars.
Yeah,
You just cut one of them down and wait till it gets new greens.
exactly.
And once you see it growing, that you know it's gonna stay alive. You go
Exactly. So you
the
can
other
hit one completely back, keep the other. Then once that sprouts, hit that one back, and then rotate them.
And you can take that big old trunk and put it in the dirt and go another tree.
Yeah, I've noticed that if they get too big, they honestly don't do too well.
No?
They rot.
Okay.
There's a special size like that.
Yeah, so past a certain amount.
Once they get to be like too big, they end up just rotting
Okay.
and don't
So it doesn't
produce
work.
too much. Too good. Yeah.
Good to know.
Definitely all of these sticks could produce. Look, there's drumsticks up there.
They're everywhere.
This is in St. Pete. This is a tree that I cared for in St. Pete.
You know what I like about this tree? It makes it smells so tropical.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you're in at least for me, it makes me feel like I'm in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody has any questions, they can text me 813-696-6676. Make sure to text bug spray.
Yeah, bug spray.
This week. That's the bug spray right there. Text bug spray to win a bug spray, a 4-ounce bug spray this week. And we'll just wrap up with a few questions on YouTube.
See what's going on.
Let's see what's going on YouTube. Let's go ahead to our channel here. Let me go ahead and share screen from Zoom. And we'll go through YouTube real quick and we'll close out with a few coaching tips.
Let me see if anybody got questions.
Let's see, yeah, see if there's any questions in there. Rebecca says that she's growing moringa in Texas.
Ooh, nice.
Is possibly thinking about having to move them into a sheltered area during the wintertime. And she does this. She's saying that she protects her trees every winter in Texas, and they continue to come back over and over and over again. And then they're blooming drumsticks now, even in Texas. That's a great method. That's a great method, Rebecca. Great.
Yep.
That's a great method for storing trees over winter. We use say like wood shavings in a bin over winter.
If you use the same dried out branches, you can make moringa mulch that'll be great for keeping your moringa warm during the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You didn't have to buy the mulch. You just made it yourself.
Jam is saying that they're in Phoenix, Arizona, and their moringa tree has a bunch of long sticks, but they have 3 pods. What should you do? That depends. Depends if you want the pods, keep them until they're fully grown.
How long do they usually take when they start?
There's 3 sizes of drumsticks. There's a small mini squirmy little pod like a string bean.
It looks like a little straw.
You can pesto that whole thing up and eat that whole thing. The medium size is when they get a little tougher, but there's seeds in it. You can chop that and make soup. Then the big size is when they turn brown. Those are seeds for growing new trees and for pressing for oil. Right.
And how long usually takes from the first stage to
about 6 months.
Okay.
So you can get 2 full sets of pods every year.
Okay. So if you see the pods and you want to cultivate the seeds, you gotta leave it there for about 6 months.
Yeah. Usually the timing is spring, starting so March, April, May, June. Then you harvest.
Okay.
So you harvest in March to get all the winter off. Then March, April, May, June, 4 months or so. Now you can harvest. See how the drumsticks are forming out there? Then you harvest. Then let the rains come all summer. So then July, they're starting July, August, September, October, November. You've got a whole nother set.
So to get cold, it's not cold enough to do any harm.
So before the rains, like rain every day, harvest all your drumsticks so that way they don't rot.
Okay.
Then you've got a set. Then all the rains come, but then it dries out. By the time it dries out, you have another set. Then the winter comes and then you harvest in like March, but then you have another set in June.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you can
Now,
get 2 sets of drumsticks every year.
now when you're drying, let's say you're getting the drumsticks, you're drying them for weeks. How
Yeah,
long do they need?
the dried,
Yeah.
the drumsticks to be dried to get the seeds.
Yes.
Like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So it depends if you want the
I'm
pods
sorry, I didn't answer the proper question, but
to eat,
do they need to dry
eat them
out in
until
the
they're fully grown.
do they need to dry on the tree, or can they dry out off the tree?
They can dry on the tree, but you mostly want to dry them off the tree. Yeah, because of bugs and stuff. Or
Okay.
trim completely back and it will regrow anytime. Okay. That was a good question. Thanks a lot, Jam, for saying that.
Shout out to Jim.
And let's see what about Mary says that they're thinking about it. They share all of this information to their Facebook friends all the time about moringa. She has trees in her yard, and she has about 10 of
Nice.
10 of them.
Yeah.
Great. Great. Join the team when you're ready to learn. We also need teachers. So like somebody called me the other day and they're like, how can I make money from moringa this week? And I said, well, if you read my book, you can become a teacher, an educator, a consultant from moringa, because all the people here that are watching, the thousands of people that watch us every week, are trying to learn.
Mhm.
And so a part of my business that I don't really do is get on the phone and do like one-on-one consultations. I might do like a brief, like, yes, yes,
Yeah,
does this or does that. I have about 5 minutes, 10 minutes on the phone. But if you really want to go in depth, your business model could just be offering consultations in depth. Like say you're just on the
Answering
phone
all
for
the
an hour,
questions
2 hours.
about
I created a system that you can log in and do it online with the group. That's kind of like my method. But you and your business could
Mhm.
have more of a one-on-one method,
Exactly, yeah.
a consultation method. So we need teachers and educators on the team.
Yeah, it's just sadly not a lot of people know about moringa. And I wish they did knew about moringa because it's just so good for you. You know, it'll solve so many problems.
Yeah.
I like that moringa documentary. I saw a moringa documentary on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's from. I want to say it's from History Channel,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't. I don't want to. There's a possibility I could be wrong, but it's really short, about 90 minutes, I think.
Oh, Maya says that they're interested in starting a moringa business. She has 1.5 acres to play with, and it just started with 36 trees. They all ended up sprouting up and would like more info.
There you go. There you
I
go.
can help
Join us.
with more info.
Join us.
You can call or text.
813
Text Collective.
696 6676.
Yep, that's right. Text Collective to 813-696-6676 for a callback. Our website also has a lot of information about what we do. HTTPS grow.
Daily Zoom calls also, we share a lot of useful information that's going to help you
Yeah,
take your business to the next level. It's going to help you to narrow down the type of product you want to sell, and all the different techniques and options to how to actually
yeah.
grow and get there. So
Yeah, we're on this Zoom call every night, Monday through Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and it's a great way to connect with us, to get caught up. And so that way it's not overwhelming. You can space it out over a few weeks. We have an intensive class actually coming up to where we're going to have a full, like, 1 week program, Monday through Friday, where we're going to go through all the topics in depth. So you're going to want to start with us on a Monday and take every class that week. Let's see what else. A lot of people are just saying we're doing great, looking good. Love the new studio.
oh, because you said from over there.
Yep.
Okay.
And yep, moringa in the Philippines is known as malunggay.
There you go.
Malunggay in the Philippines. Yes. It's super. So if there aren't any other questions right now, we may just go ahead and end the show and come back to see you guys on Tuesday. Is there anything else that you wanted to
I want
finish
to
up
say
with?
that just as you were seeing last week or the week before, we were talking about the naysayers and the haters.
Mhm.
Right now, you saw all the beautiful people that are supporting your cause.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. When you start your journey, it doesn't matter what you do in life. You will always have haters and naysayers. But if you stick to it and you're doing it with true intentions, you will see the results of your hard work and efforts. And people will thank you for it. So
Yeah.
just stick to it, keep going, and eventually you're gonna get there.
That's the secret is whenever
Give up.
exactly. When you feel like you're about to give up, that's when you push through. I'm now 10 years of almost giving up multiple times in a year.
Yeah. And quick tip, whenever you hit that bad moment where you're like, oh no, I can't do it anymore, I feel like giving up, take a quick step back, deep breath, call somebody, go out, go play pool, go to the beach, fire a customer, a change that's gonna help you heal in a way that's gonna make you feel either more secure, more confident, or just well rested. Because it's hard doing it alone. And that's why you need a team. But with the collective, it's a team of like-minded people that are growing the same product. Maybe they're not doing the same product as you. Maybe somebody's doing a jerky, or somebody else is doing dog food. You're doing lotions. Somebody else is doing a beauty product. But we can still help each other.
Oh yeah.
I got something in mind. I was
Yeah.
just winking now. I got something in mind.
Wink, wink. That's a great. That's a great plan. Thanks,
Yeah.
Julian. Yeah, appreciate
Remember
that.
that. We can help each other, and that's the purpose for the collective. Keep in mind. Join us. There's more to learn. And get the book. Get the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, guys. That's a beautiful day. That's a wrap, I think,
Right.
for us here on Saturday. Thanks, Julian. I
You're
had a
welcome.
great show, brother.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a lot.
Always
And
fun.
hopefully everybody here had a great time as well.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you
Namaste.
around for the next show.
Like, share. Yeah, share.
Please
People need to know. Share.
share.